This is probably single-handedly one of the most famous Scandinavian foods of all time. And if you know me well, then you know we're gonna make this from scratch. Yeah. I believe it's pronounced Gravlox. I could be wrong. It's also called gravlax. So there's Gravlox and then gravlax. Wow, that's a tongue twister. You get the point. The name essentially denotes a grave. It sounds a bit morbid, but the implication is that you're packing something in a cure and then weighing it down, kind of like a grave, I guess. On that note, let's bury this thing. No, I'm sorry.
Now, let's quickly talk about our main ingredient, salmon. This seems to be the least talked about all across the recipe board, and to be honest, I'm really disappointed in everyone that it is. First, do not use lean salmon. You need your fish to have some nice intramuscular fat, otherwise the texture will be ruined by the cure. Think something like king salmon. Second, this is essentially raw, so you have two choices here. Either choose very high quality farm salmon from a source you trust, or wild salmon that has been frozen to FDA's guidelines. I only bring this up as a precautionary when consuming things like raw fish. Just do it properly and you're good. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'll leave a link below with more info if you're concerned about it, but for the most part, you're pretty much good. Okay, now that that's over, let's cure this bad boy. So this cure is gonna be 15% salt and 15% sugar. So that means you're gonna need to get the weight of your salmon with its skin on, ideally in grams. Then just multiply that weight by 0.15 and you'll get your gram weight for both your sugar and your salt. I'd recommend doing a 1.5 pound or 682 gram center cut salmon fillet. At that weight, you'll need 102 grams of salt and 102 grams of sugar. It's gonna look like a lot, but trust me, it's okay. Just whisk all that together. If you're gonna cold smoke it, which is completely optional and I'll explain later, then add 1% pink curing salt, the nitrite kind, to this mixture. Okay, so now we got our cure. Believe it or not, we're already halfway done. Now just take long sheets of plastic wrap and lay them one over the other onto a baking sheet to form a cross. Now I know you guys want me to do some more environmentally friendly options. I'm still looking for alternatives that work well for me, so let me know if you know of anything. But for now, we're gonna use this. Now once you've done that, sprinkle half your cure in the center of the cross and spread it to about the size of your salmon piece. You can add some aromatics down there like fresh herbs like dill or cracked black pepper. The sky is the limit, any aromatics you want. Then lay your salmon skin side down onto this mixture. Optionally, you can drizzle the surface of your salmon with 3% gin or any liquor of your choosing. To me, the gin helps emphasize some juniper flavors that I really like in this. Totally optional though. Then sprinkle the remaining cure all over the entire surface of the salmon, making sure to coat it edge to edge. It looks like a lot, I know, just trust me, this is definitely right. Add enough fresh dill to coat the entire surface. Then just wrap it up tightly, making sure that it's completely encased with little to no leakage. Then place it in a rim dish, place another flat bottom dish on top of it, and then weigh that down with all of your emotional problems. No, just joking. Some good old-fashioned cans should do just fine. Place it in the fridge and allow it to cure for 1 to 3 days, depending on the thickness of your salmon. If your salmon's like super thick, like 3 C's, then you're gonna wanna make sure that it cures enough. Wow, I'm really on a roll today. Mine usually takes about 2 days. You're looking for the flesh of the fish to feel firm to the touch with a nice cured look on the edges. It shouldn't be completely firm, but you know what I mean, like it shouldn't feel raw anymore. If it still feels super raw and squishy on the inside, then give it another day. And that's it, the salmon's now cured. Now just take it out of the bag, rinse off the cure from the fish and pat it dry. At this point, the fish is ready to be sliced thin and served cold. Now you can serve it for bagels and lox, or have it traditionally with some bread, creme fraiche, and various pickles and veggies. That's up to you. Now, let me just say one thing. If you want to take the extra mile and even cold smoke it, then I've found a way. This is not a product placement, but I did figure out a way to do this with a smoke gun.
Let me just say something really quick. This is not a product placement, but this is very cool. And I'm not getting paid to say that either. I went and bought this with my own money. That's it. Thank you.
Excuse me. So as mentioned before, make sure that you cured this with 1% pink salt in the cure if you choose to do the cold smoking method. Now before smoking, take your cured, rinse and dried off salmon and place it on a cooling rack fitted with a baking Place it on a baking sheet fitted with a cooling rack and place it in the fridge uncovered for 45 minutes. This will form something called a pellicle or pellicil, I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, which is a tacky, lightly dried out surface on the outside of the salmon for the smoke to stick to, essentially. Then just set up your smoke gun with the chips of your choice, place the salmon in a baking dish, cover it tightly with foil, and saturate the dish with smoke. And come on, look at that smoking action. Just make sure not to set off your smoke alarm. I was a little bit stressed about that, as you might be able to tell. Towel goes on, towel falls off, real sad. But yeah, you get the point. Quickly cover it and place it in the fridge for 15 minutes and repeat this process at least 3 times. The more you do it, the smokier it'll be. And there you go. I'm not just gonna skip over that hold frame there. Let's get that one more time. Smoke it or don't smoke it. It's delicious either way. Now it's time for a groovy locks. Sorry. B-roll session.
Alright guys, and that is it. I was really surprised by how easy this was to make. I really thought this was a way more long and drawn out process than it actually is. Now please remember to make sure that you get the right fish. Just want to make sure people don't go get sockeye salmon. It's not lean enough. You really want a fatty fish like I said before. And make sure that you're getting it from a producer that you trust. Other than that, I'll leave you with this. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next week.